Three, two, one, and we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Enlightenment Exchange, a place where we have conversations that are divinely guided about all kinds of different things. And we'd love to have your input if you have a topic that interests you, that you'd like to hear us uh, toss around the room, so to speak.
So to speak.
And my name is Angie. My last name is ZXUH. I know you've seen it. You're going to say, how do you pronounce it? That is how. I'm leaving it at that. And I'll give you a further explanation for $25 in an email. No, just kidding.
Wow.
I mean, I could
I'd
be
buy
rich.
that.
I could be rich if I could just get that. Anyway, at any rate,
Monetize it.
right? I mean, isn't that what business is all about?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we decided we're going to introduce ourselves again today. So we're going to move on now to John. This is my friend John, and he's been joining me since day one. We started this together in January of 2023, right?
Yeah. Yep. So coming up on 2 years.
Wow.
Yep.
So John, tell us a little bit about. I just saw a hummingbird out the window. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Cool. So I'm John the Tarot Geek. My first love in the esoteric arts, I guess, is tarot. I've been doing tarot for over 5 years, and interestingly enough, I had a spontaneous tarot client session today. I had someone text me and say, "Can we do one right now?" I'm like, "Okay," and there we did. But I read tarot. I'm also an avid reader. I read lots and lots of books, and have learned many things. But one thing I really enjoy about this show is when we bring up a topic, Angie has good information and has actually experienced a lot of stuff that I just read about. So I get the actual experiential knowledge here a little bit, and then of course I like to play in the energy myself. So that is that's a good basic introduction of what I do.
That's fantastic.
And
Actually,
now,
playing in the energy is my very most favorite thing to do. So, and you'll hear a little more about that during shameless plug time later. Anyway,
all right, now it's over to Melanie.
I'm Melanie Raphael. What do I do? I am an Akashic record reader, tarot reader, a bunch of different things, psychic medium, everything. I also have a business called Raphael Consulting and Design. I build websites and consult on businesses that are more spiritual, heart-centered, woo-woo, whatever you want to call them. And I also play and dabble with AI. And I teach people how to use it all together. So that's me. Oh, and a mom of 6 kids and 2 dogs.
Right.
No big deal.
I'm a dad of 1, so I'm just.
And I'm a mom of 2 and a dog, but I'm not the dog's mom.
You gotta count the dogs. They're fur babies.
Yeah, but I'm still not his mom.
I bet he would disagree with you.
No, I bet he wouldn't. I'm
Bentley,
not his owner either. I am his person.
Oh,
that's cute. I haven't heard it said that way, but that's
I'm his person. He's my friend, and I'm his person.
Yes.
So anyway, okay, so I want to get right to it because I'm really excited about this. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel and you're checking us out because you heard about us in the Dougal Fraser Facebook group because you saw me yesterday, this is recorded, but yesterday it was for right now. Please don't forget to reach up, reach down, reach over, I don't know, and hit that subscribe button. We sure would love, I don't know, maybe before the end of the year to hit 100. we need to actually set our intentions a little bit higher for this.
Why don't we? Let's just manifest more subscribers.
But John, first of all, manifesting is not magic.
Uh-oh.
1. Second, John figured we'd have about 10,000 within about 6 months. So that didn't happen. But it was a nice try.
Right. Well, I figured we are that good. We are that.
Well, we really are that good.
And we are.
The truth is, we love to do this. and the subscribers are a bonus.
You know
That's
what?
the
We would
way.
do this even with no subscribers,
That's
Angie.
exactly right. That's exactly right. The
Yep.
subscribers are a bonus. We look forward
You
to
know
this.
what? That's really well said.
And I have to say, you know what? Before we go to the goddesses, real quick, I because there was some conversation about a lot of people have their pain point is social media, live streaming, social media. You know, spiritual entrepreneurs have an issue, and some of them get beyond live streaming. But I'm here to tell you that one of the gifts that this show has given me is not just being able to speak on camera, because I really forced myself to become comfortable with that a few years ago before this, by forcing myself to do a live stream without any subject and without any thoughts about what it was going to be going into it for 7 days. And I did that, and it was amazing.
Huh.
And it really thawed it for me,
That's
the
cool.
idea of doing a live stream.
That's a
So,
great story. I didn't know that, Angie. That's
oh
really cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
I was like, I need to get used to this. So the only way that
Mhm.
you get used to it is by doing, right? So,
Yep.
but one of the things, the biggest thing that's happened to me because of this show is being able to listen to myself. Because I would be like, well, I don't need to record it because I'm never going to listen to it. When I have readings, no, that's okay. I'll never listen to it. I didn't want to hear myself speak. And so recently, because I have this really cute little uh, speaker that floats in my pool, I find the YouTube channel on my phone and I pull up one of our live streams and I send it through the YouTube, send it through the speaker, and I listen to our episodes while I'm cleaning the pool. So now I can listen to myself and watch myself, and I'm much more comfortable with it. And what it does is it reminds me, wow, we don't keep track of all the things that we talk about. And like, this is so good. So if you're new to the channel, just scroll through some of those live streams or past videos and pick something, because you never know. Don't let the titles fool you. Start out on one vein and then we go into other things.
We
So
go off on tangents.
we do.
Let Spirit pick for you.
That's true. We've done that. That's been kind of fun.
Yeah, that was really, actually, that was a lot of fun when we did that. Okay, so today, and we did this before. We did a reading. We did 3 goddesses, and they're from. Oh, I guess I'll show you the book because it's not on the cover of the box. The Goddess Power. Ooh, look at that. Who knows how to line this up?
There we go.
Goddess Power Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, published by Hay House. And I have to tell you that this is one of my very favorite decks. John, I think you probably remember me telling you that you can pull the cards out of an angel deck, like the what do you call them? The Gran Turismo. No. Major Arcana. In Randy Valentine's decks that has all the different archangels.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can take those archangels and put them in a sunburst and sit in the middle of them and access the energy of the cards, bouncing back and forth. You can do the same thing with the goddesses.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, real cool. And if you throw in some, but just make sure you pay attention. If they're very energetic, you may lose track of time. So don't do it if you only have 12 minutes.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's I will take that point, because sometimes I have things to do and I can get lost.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's just another new way to play in the energy, which is
cool. I'll do that.
One of my very most favorite things to do. Anyway, okay, so we've done this before where we've drawn 3 cards from the deck, gotten 3 goddesses to kind of decide, to get a reading, to figure out how they work together, to find out a little bit about each one. And so we're going to start with Green Terra. And this is and Colette Baron. I don't know what is happening here.
It's doing the background thing where it's trying to blur your
Yeah.
background.
Oh,
That's what's going on.
yeah, you're right. Okay, settings. That's no good. Let's see how bad the background is without it.
It's wonderful.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
There we
Okay,
go.
Green Clara, the salvation card. She is beautiful. And so I'm gonna start by, shall we read one at a time? Yes, okay. So we'll start with her, salvation. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of the empowerment message and a little bit about who she is, and then a little bit about the alignment message. And then we can give our thoughts, and then we'll move on to the next one, and then we'll give our thoughts on how it seems to us that they work together. So I think
Cool.
this will be a lot of fun. Okay, so Green Tarot, and the number, if anybody is paying attention, is 17. So Green Tarot, the divine has intended you into being and given you the assignment to explore life through certain perceived limitations. You are meant to learn about life in all its complexities, especially learning about how to be in community with others. Green Tara, a Tibetan goddess also known as she who saves, says you will never be alone in life's journey. This compassionate savior goddess of intimate friendship will ensure that the right people will show up for you at the right time. And then the alignment message is that she is here to remind you that salvation is contingent on your willingness to release your ego conflicts and surrender your wants and unmet desires to the divine. Do you find yourself swimming in a nagging spiral of dissatisfaction? Are you comparing yourself to others and always coming up short? Do you feel entitled to the manifestation of your wants arriving in the only forms that you will accept? When you are suffering from longing and wanting, you are like a hungry ghost that will never be fed, blind to the opportunities that are truly yours. Wow.
Hmm.
Well, that's two huge messages that have been present
Mm-hmm.
since the beginning of the year for us, since we started talking. One is collaboration and communication, and the other is don't be attached to a particular outcome,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Cool.
Don't be
Let
attached
go
to a
of the
particular
how. Yeah.
outcome, because sometimes the outcome can be way more, right? Than
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
way more than what you think.
Yeah.
Let's see. So there's what she's saying is that working with Green Tara, she will let you know when you are out of alignment. She will save you from the destructive qualities of hubris, entitlement, and elitism, as well as the consciousness of lack, with the following task: get right with yourself and the world again. First, know that you are exactly where you need to be right now. And if
Hmm.
that means empty for a time, that is perfect. Instead of looking at what isn't there, bless every tiny aspect of your life with deep gratitude. Green Terror will show you that the world is your friend. You've only been fighting against yourself. You will then recognize the earth as a place of joy and abundance. That's
That was
like,
like you were doing a reading for me.
wow.
This is what I needed to hear today, Angie, my friend.
Well, I mean, how amazing is that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right? Thank
and
you.
you're most welcome. And that was, that's the idea. And I hope that anybody that's listening, there's so much to this message, and yet it's so
Mm-hmm.
simple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's so what do you take from it? What did you need to hear? What do you
So I've been, trying to hone my business, kind of like Melanie's been doing, trying to focus on one particular part of my business that seems to be working well, but it feels like it's taking so long and it's not going the way I think it should. And so I'm getting frustrated is not the right word, but a little antsy, like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Right. And what am I not doing? Being grateful for every little thing in my life. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like,
right?
just thought you'd like to know, John.
Well, isn't it interesting that that, I mean, that's one of the things that we talk about all the time when we talk about manifesting and alignment, and everything. And so instead of grateful, what you are is antsy. And what are you attracting? But things to be more antsy about.
Right.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, that's a wonderful reading.
Yeah. I've recently realized, because I'm trying to attract abundance, and I'm like, I think a lot of times we get into our head, well, that means I have $500,000 in the bank, or I have, blah, blah, blah. No, like today, I was like, you know what? My internet bill seems really high. So I checked it, and I was doing like 500 Mbps or whatever, which is way too high because we don't stream that much. I don't need that kind of a package. So I downgraded, and I checked to see if I could within my contract and everything. And I cut my bill in half. That's abundance too. My gas
Absolutely.
bill went down by half. That's abundance. Just all these like little things.
Cool.
And then once I started identifying all these tiny little abundances, people giving me furniture or this or that, that's all abundance. Then the abundance that I've been expecting, so clients, paying clients and things like that, all of a sudden they're coming in, and I'm like, oh, it's like all I have to do is give up the outcome. It's amazing.
Yeah,
You
that's
got the
really good.
how.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I
Well,
had a good abundance story this week. I don't know if that's appropriate to pop that in here
why
now.
not?
Okay, so
It's a talk show. We're talking.
right, I'm gonna talk then. I did one of those write a letter to the universe about a month ago, and the gist of it was, hey, I've been giving and giving of myself throughout my life, and it's time to call a favor from the universe. I would like to have that come back to me in terms of financial abundance, and I had a number in there. And strangely, I was contacted by a guy who runs a franchise in the tech world, and he said, John, I got this great opportunity. It's half price. And we looked at all the numbers, and he said, well, after you do your expenses, the average revenue is this much, and the average expenses is this much. So your take-home pay would be, and he listed the number, which is exactly the number that I had put in my letter to the universe. I'm like,
That's funny.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, as it turns out, we're probably not going to do that franchise. It's too far out of what I do, but it was a reminder saying, like, we're listening.
Yeah.
And
you know what that is? We are listening. You need to get really clear on what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Fair
Which
enough.
is really interesting because that's counter to the idea of let go and not be attached to a particular outcome, right? Like
Right.
they're counter to each other. But to me, it's more be really clear on what your idea of abundance is, but don't be attached so much to how you get there.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I was
Like
going to say that's not.
Each step is an outcome.
Yeah.
But
Right.
be clear
we
on
have
the
to
what.
let go
Don't
of
care
the
about the
how.
how.
Yeah. Let go of the how.
Jinx.
What back in the day it was you owe me a Coke.
Jinx joke, you owe me a Coke.
All right, so now let's see how we add to Green Terra. We have, and I'm guessing this is Yi, YHI, the goddess Yi. She's 51, and the tagline is the sun. So we'll find her. I'm going to try not to hit the space bar again, although it's kind of fun. Well, it is.
I think you need
fun.
to give context of why you can't hit the space bar.
Oh, it won't work now. We're live.
Oh, that's interesting.
How interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's good because I can't accidentally do it.
Well, just for our listeners, if Angie hits the space bar before we go live, Melanie disappears. We don't know why.
Yep, she just gets the boot.
I'm out.
But then I can hit it again and she comes back. So it's like okay. So I do love how she is surrounded by the sun, right? Like
aura.
One of the things we talk about is that one of the ways to spread the light or share the light is just to walk in it, right? And to me, she walks in it.
And her third eye is lit up.
Oh, let me see that. I didn't notice that. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. Cool.
Okay, so empowerment message. When you shine your light into the world, you will attract various people and experiences that match or challenge your commitment to be empowered. Goes right with the first one, really,
Yep.
if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you are receiving information to know which choice to make, which opportunity to take, and which person to trust. The Aboriginal Australian sun goddess Yi illuminates your path with her rays and brings clarity as she shows you what you need to know. A, br- a bright light also attracts a lot of bugs. So know that
That's
you may
true.
also attract those who see themselves smaller as a result of your empowerment. Oh, this is a good thing to talk about. This is conditioning that needs to be healed in so many people in the world. All you can do is be incandescent and joyful, kind and truthful, and the world will begin to reflect that goodness back to you. The goddess Yi is happy to help you shine. And I don't need to read the alignment message. Although, no, they say no. So that's it. So this is interesting. So because Green Tarot, telling us that you need help and that you need other people, and then Yi is here to tell you that she can help you attract those people. But that
Mhm.
as your light increases, as your light gets brighter, those who are made, oh no, not those who you make feel small, but those who feel small based on your bright
Around
light
us. Yep.
on their
Mhm.
own
Mhm.
become more evident, right? You can attract them, and I think that's, to me, oh wow, that's so interesting. I
Yeah,
never
that is
thought of this
interesting.
before. All, how people say well, I have a Facebook page and I do live streams and I get these trolls, and or you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Mhm.
is that's
They're
exactly what's happening.
Mhm.
You're
they're the
shining your
bugs.
light and you're attracting the bugs.
Yep.
Bam. Oh, that
That's
was good. I
that is
love
good.
that. I
Yep.
love when I get those. Like,
Yep.
that was so good.
Yep.
Um,
And you have the message is don't make your light any dimmer,
nope.
but
Right.
a fly swatter.
Yeah, I was gonna say just
Well, that or
don't let them bother you.
Yeah.
well, that's really it more than anything, right?
Mhm.
Don't engage. You never
Don't
Yeah.
engage.
engage for sure. Yep.
But
Don't feed the trolls.
all right, because they just come back.
They
All
do.
you can do is be incandescent and joyful. So light and joyful,
Mhm.
kind and truthful. A lot of people, and the world will begin to reflect that goodness back to you. So get irritated with the trolls, and what do? Attract more trolls,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Be
Yep.
light
Mhm.
and joyful and grateful and truthful. And then the truth tellers, the grateful, the bright will find their way to you. That
Mm.
is,
Yep. That's good.
And
Angie, there's go ahead.
go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Melanie.
The bugs don't always stay around a flame or a light. They like hover and be a little annoying, and then they go away. And if they get too close, then they burn themselves. So they're not forever. Just because they show up, it's a momentary thing.
Mhm.
well, when they're forever is when you catch them and put them in a jar, right?
Well, yeah, there's that.
Right? I
But
mean,
I
when you
don't like
when
to
you
do that.
engage with them, like if
Right.
let's say we're talking about a Facebook, a business page
Right.
or a live stream,
Hmm.
and if they make a comment, and you respond, now you
Right.
caught them and put them in a jar,
Yep.
they're going to escalate trying to get themselves out of that jar.
Hmm.
And they're on display.
And they're right, and they're on display. Where if you had just let it go,
Right.
they would lose interest because
Right.
there's nothing to feed their um,
Their ego.
darkness. Right, their
Hmm.
ego.
Hmm.
Their ego.
One of the things you said when you were reading that paragraph was knowing which opportunity to take and knowing who to follow and who to trust. I think it was something like that. And that really resonated with me a great deal. There's so many opportunities out there for what to do next, what to participate in, who to hire, who to engage with. And having that discernment is super, super, super helpful.
It is. And so, and that is one of those things that you can work on in meditation, right? Set the intention to get that information
Yeah.
and
Yep.
start really being able to connect to the energy of these people and these opportunities in a way that without, from a neutral state, right? Without judgment or assumption. All of these things are easier said than done in a lot of cases.
Right, right. I have done quite a bit of tarot readings on particular opportunities, and like this one I mentioned, the franchise one, the reading came back kind of like meh. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
it was not bad, but it was like,
No, because it was a decent opportunity.
Right,
It just wasn't one that was going to light you up, right?
Correct. Exactly. 100%. There's a consultant I'm looking at trying to work with on a short-term basis. And I did a reading earlier, and there's a lot going on, but the gist of it is, be careful, and you're going to have to work your tail off to make it worth the money. So I'm like, that's probably good advice, good reminder. I actually have the reading right in front of me here. I just did it a few minutes ago. So.
Well, what's interesting about that is that gives you the opportunity then to decide, do you really want to work that hard?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
Really good information. Yep.
Right? Because if I got that, I'd be like,
that would be a no for me.
Right? Like, and not that it's not worth it. Not that it's not a good opportunity for the right people who are willing, who have the time and the ability to put that in. But if you have other responsibilities,
and other income streams,
and other incomes, and you have a family and you have, all these other things. If you can't dedicate whatever that time is, then
then it'd be a waste.
It's a waste on both ends.
Yeah.
Right. But the people that want to sell it to you don't really care whether you're successful or not. They just want to sell it to you.
Yeah. Although I will say this guy, I have picked him out because he doesn't act like that.
Oh, see, I like that then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that then. But if they're
your typical internet huckster.
Yeah.
Well, and there are a lot.
A lot of those.
I mean, just think of the. I think we talked about this before. The MLMs, Mary Kay, and I mean, can you make a lot of money? Yes, you absolutely can.
Yep.
I've known people that did. That made $250,000 a year or whatever.
Yep.
Selling Mary Kay, not really selling it, although they did sell it. It was all the people they had underneath them.
Right.
But if you don't have any snakes, I mean, it's too bad you can't get your DNA tested for snake oil. Right? If you don't have any snake oil in your blood, and I don't, you can't do that.
Angie, I want that as a 30-second YouTube short.
Well, we can do that. We just have to find it.
I have the software and the ability to do that. So if you let me download it, I can.
That was good, Angie.
You could just clip it right in YouTube. You don't even have to. What time is it?
Yeah.
It's 3:30. So, well, I've got 3:32. So, somewhere around the
half-hour mark.
Yeah. 27.
Well said, my friend.
I mean, I never thought of it before, but wow. It's an interesting, could you, here goes the energy worker. Can you assess somebody to find out if they got snake oil in their blood? I am getting a yes on that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
why not?
It's a
I mean, I can assess people's chakras, right? So why wouldn't I be able to?
Yeah. I think it's using your intuition and just tapping into that. And when I am deciding if I want to work with somebody, or even if I want to go to a networking event or anything, I'm like, I mean, it's an open communication anyway with my people on the other side, my A team, I call them.
Nice.
Ancestors, allies, and angels. But
oh, cool.
It's
That's
it's
good.
like, do I want to go to this networking thing? And I tune in. Yes. Okay, then I go. And I'll meet somebody. Or do I want to go? should I go? No. Okay, cool. Got better things to do. Do I want to work with this person? Yeah, you could, but you're not really going to get anything out of it. And sometimes I will get in my head and I'll be like, but they're this person and they're great and blah 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 blah. My guides are like, I mean, it won't hurt, do you, boo boo. And then I do it and it's like, yeah, they were
So-so.
right. Yeah. It's like they know what they're talking about.
You think, huh?
So you really have to tap in and trust your intuition and the guidance that you're receiving.
Well, okay, so yes, but yes, but
There's always a but.
there's always a but. That's great advice for people who have a real clear connection and a real clear filter.
Yeah.
So
If you're like me, you just do a reading on it and you get your answer.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
but you still have a clear filter,
True. That's true. Yep.
right? You have one of the clearer filters that I know, actually.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Mhm.
pragmatic, free from fear, very neutral. Like you really do. I mean, and that's really important, because fear and ego, if you don't know how to move that out of the way,
Mm-hmm. It gets in the
But-
way. And
it gets in the way, and then the connection is not quite. And then you either spend money you shouldn't, or you miss opportunities,
Right.
and it can go both ways, right? Like,
yep, that is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
although somebody recently said to me, "Well, I just do what spirit tells me," and I'm like, I don't. Like,
Well, then
okay, you do you.
where's the free will?
Yeah, right. But you know what? If you walk around with the intention only good comes to me, only good comes from me, and you listen to that guidance, and then you're pretty assured to have a good time. But I
Right.
always like to remind people that I have this giant thistle or something out back, and it's got flowers that turned into seeds. There's all these white
Fuzzies.
fuzzies flying around out the back door.
Mhm.
At least they can't get in. But anyway, I always like to remind people that spirit does not need to eat
Mhm.
and does
Yeah.
not need a roof over their head, and they don't really understand the tax return, and they don't really understand the workings of money. So if you're down to your last $1,000 and they're telling you should go to this retreat that costs $950, you might want to push back on that. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Keep your own, like,
Angie, so funny you mentioned that, because that's one of my decisions this week as well. That particular consultant is like, if I want to work with them, it's this much money. That would kind of clear me out for the month. And so I made exactly that decision. Like, not this month. Not going to do it. I'm going to wait.
see, and that's, I mean, it's really important that you stay in the driver's seat, right? Like,
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
really important. Now, if you can afford it and that's not an issue, then you do you,
Yeah,
right?
by all
Like,
means.
but-
Yep.
So, okay, so let's go to the last one, who is number 41. So we've got 17, 51, and 41. So that's a 1. The whole reading is a 1. It's about a new
Mhm.
beginning.
Mhm.
Parvati.
Oh, I know her.
Parvati. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she was in the last time we did this.
Yeah.
And the reading and her keyword is devotion. So 41. She comes in the book right before Persephone. I like Persephone. Okay, devotion. Empowerment message. True commitment comes from wholehearted living in body, mind, and spirit. That when the Hindu goddess Parvati rises up to greet you, she is acknowledging you for your sincere devotion to personal growth. With the world in so much turmoil, It's not easy to devote yourself to higher knowledge and strong faith. But if you are to serve others by being a bearer of love, compassion, and light, you must recommit yourself every day as unwavering in your devotion as Parvati was to Shiva and her goal of bringing peace to the world. Parvati asks that you find silence in daily meditation to contemplate your devotion as well as your commitment to all of life, and to making the world a better place. The
Hmm.
great goddess is present when you renew your devotion and make that relationship primary above all else. Then, in all areas of your life, your every choice will be in alignment and in service to the truth. When this goddess Parvati comes to visit, it is a beautiful sign that you are on the right track. So, I don't know if you remember, but right before we, started speaking about this card, I said about how if you set the intention every day to walk in the light, only good comes to you, only good
Mhm.
comes from you. You give thanks for your many blessings. That prayer of intention that I teach in every program that I do, that's exactly what she's talking
That's
about.
exactly it. Yep, spot on.
I mean, how you can't ask for three to work better
Hmm.
together.
Yeah. I want to point out that the word devotion, we don't we don't use that word very much anymore.
We sure
Yeah.
don't, do we?
Anymore. I think part, and this may be true for Melanie too, that reaches back to the old
Yeah.
Christian um, usage of that word,
Sure
Yeah.
does. It sure
It's a
and
does.
little triggering.
yeah, a little triggering. But
There were some words in the first goddess, like salvation and something else that I was like, "Ugh."
like,
Well, I mean, and of course, the triggers are about what you need to work on for
Exactly.
yourself.
Oh, and I told you
Right.
I've been having tower moments. That's one of them.
okay.
All my religious
Yeah.
trauma.
Well, but I think that the reading you just did about Parvati kind of redeemed that word for me.
I
Yeah.
love to hear that. It's interesting that she comes up and with this word because I don't know if I told you I started a program, and one of the things this person wanted you to get was a devotional that supported uh your thoughts and the way
Huh.
you align with the world, right? Like
Oh,
a
sure.
devotional book. And so I wound up buying the one he recommended, and then I bought another one, and then we talked about John Mothershead's book.
Yep.
And that one's got a card pull in it every day. So fly. Now I see a fly. Um,
While we're on the topic of a devotion, uh, if you won't mind, I'll tell you
no,
the one that I'm reading with my kid every night. It's it's actually one of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, and it's, hang on, I got it right in front of me here. It is Miracles and the Unexplainable, 101 stories of, all right, I can't see the rest of it. But anyway, I didn't realize that the Chicken Soup for the Soul books were so woo-woo. This one's really,
Mhm.
really good. So I like it a lot. It
that's
has all stories
awesome.
about and angels and divine intervention and people asking for, help and receiving it. It's really good.
Let's see. Oh, I like the cover of it too. Available on Amazon.
Indeed.
101 stories of hope, answered prayers, and divine intervention.
That's the
So,
one.
it's 101 stories of you can't make this stuff up.
Exactly. Yeah. I get so much inspiration from these little stories.
Oh, I love little stories like
Yep.
that.
Each day is just one little story, maybe a page or two pages. So they're real easy read.
Okay, so one I bought was the Sunrise Manifesto.
Hmm.
But it's a journal. It's a
Oh,
gratitude journal.
okay.
So it's a 5-minute reflection journal, and it just guides you. For me, it's got what are three things I could have done better, and I don't really like that. Like what are three things I could have done to make today better?
Yeah, that kind of
I don't
focuses on the
really.
negative a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find that it does. I don't really dig it. But everything's got to work how it works for other people,
Right.
and
Mhm.
maybe
You could just say none. I did
well,
everything
I do.
perfectly.
I actually do.
I
I
would
you
say
know
I was amazing today.
I mean, well, and sometimes the truth is, I could just say, well, I could have just said, oh, okay, instead of you know
Engaging.
engaging, because it's uh, I gotta close the door. It's impossible to engage with a non yes man. That's what
Mm.
I'm gonna say. 1 second.
A friend of mine, so those books are written by Jack Canfield,
Mhm.
and a friend of mine met him. She went to a um, kind of a book or a writer's retreat, and
Mm.
he was leading it, and so she
Oh,
met
that's
him, and she
cool.
actually got him to write the foreword to her book. So
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
yeah,
Who's this?
a friend of mine she's an author. She's written 2 or 3 books. In one of her writer retreats, she went to a writer retreat that was sponsored by or put on by Jack Canfield, and um, got to meet him, firsthand. And also, he wrote the foreword to her book.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah, like, how do you do that? How do you
Who's Jack
manifest that?
Canfield?
The author of all the Chicken Soup for the
Oh,
Soul books.
I've read a couple, two, three of those.
Yeah,
I can read
we
them
have,
because they're short stories,
yeah,
like
yep.
Mhm.
that
Joni
with my
Light was
head
in
hurt.
one of them.
Who?
Who?
Joni Light?
Oh,
Oh, so that's somebody we know from the Radley
Mhm.
Mooney
yeah,
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I know her name.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't believe we're already at like 42 minutes.
Oh my goodness, we are.
I'm glad we got all 3 goddesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so let's just kind of recap real quick. I
Can
mean,
you hold all 3 up? Is that possible?
um, I can try. If
Without
I do
without
two,
kicking Melanie out? There we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
so Green Terra,
Mhm.
and
Yi
then Yi and
and Parvati.
Parvati, and they're
Mhm.
all three different.
Nationalities.
Yes,
Mhm.
right. This time,
That's
because the
cool.
last
Yep.
time I think we had two Greek goddesses and then Parvati, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And
it's
they're all
funny
kind
that
of from the same region, right?
they're. Yeah, I have
Right?
no idea.
Because Yi, it was it says Aboriginal?
Yeah, Australia,
Yeah.
and then
Isn't
Parvati
that all
is
considered Asia?
Ish.
Ish.
Australia is Asia.
Ish. I think it's more Asia than Europe.
No, it's its own.
Australia's
It's its
its
own
I
own
mean,
continent.
continent.
I know it's its own continent, but
But as far as like economic
yeah,
engines, it's one.
area
Well,
of the
I mean,
Yeah,
world.
it's a Commonwealth of England, is it not?
true. There's an
True.
abbreviation for like
But
Japan, China, Australia, and
Right.
Southeast Asia. There's like a
Right.
4-letter acronym that financial
Right.
people use to refer to that area of the world. So,
And the military people. That's probably what I'm thinking
yep.
from my
Okay.
military connections. It's
Got it.
PACON, I think,
Yeah,
Pacific
that sounds right.
Continental.
no,
That's
Australia is not Asia. Australia is either considered to be a continent on its own or part of
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oceania, Oceania.
Oceania. Oceania. Like
While there is a
Tarjay.
very large
Tarjay.
Asian minority, the majority of the population are descended from European settlers who were prisoners, no?
I know. That's the fun
Right.
part.
That's what I was gonna say. The Aboriginal, I believe, is
No.
more of an Asian
Australian Aboriginals are the indigenous people and they are also not Asian.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. What do I know?
Well, that's going to happen around here.
Yes. And I'm fine with being corrected. I don't
I
care.
stand corrected pretty much every day. So
I know, me too.
Wait,
I
I'm
mean,
sitting corrected.
yeah, right.
I'm not standing.
Anyway,
Mhm.
I think it's interesting, kind of um, the way that they come together. It is
Mhm.
yeah,
two
yeah.
and one,
Mhm.
Green Terra and Yi, about collaboration and working with other
Mhm.
people and finding people who are appropriate to the
Yeah.
and in alignment with what it is that you're trying
Mhm.
to create. And then Parvati really is asking you to go within and go inside and check that out for yourself.
Mhm.
So,
There's the
make
devotion right there.
decide the devotion.
Mhm.
Um, and we've talked about this, the rituals and the idea of you know, daily devotion or daily practices, daily rituals, things that you do. And I'm beginning to see the energetic importance of these things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I was doing it before without really calling it that, and then things got crazy and I stopped. And so um, uh, now that I'm getting back into it and feeling better and feeling more myself, it's interesting that it
It
it's like,
feels good to
oh,
do it, doesn't it?
it does feel good to do it.
Yep.
It does
Yep.
feel good to do it,
100%.
and
I'm
um,
why
it
did I stop again? I don't remember.
yeah. Well, I mean, I know why. It was a time thing, but one thing that anybody that is attuned to any kind of energy work, and it's really interesting because that's one of the things I say. What do you do for self care? Well, I pull a card every day.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
Mhm, right. Yes, and
that's not really. I mean, it's good for you to do that. I'm not
right,
discounting that, but that is not self care. That's not
right.
going to take
Let's
care of your
push that
business.
boundary a little bit.
So, are you attuned to any energy work? Well, yeah, I'm a Reiki master, and you don't use it on yourself every day. Like,
Right.
hello,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, or Reiki one, or what, whatever it is. But the truth is, and this is one of the things that it's really important for me to help people understand. You don't have to be attuned to any of those things to channel energy. You can channel the
Mm-mm.
energy of joy. You can
Mm,
channel the
Mhm.
energy of love. You can channel the light. You just see the light coming down through your crown and into your heart and then up out through your shoulders and out your hands, and you can put it wherever you need it,
mm.
like
Yeah.
um so that is what it is. Anyway, okay, because we're almost out of time. Actually, we're out of time like 3 minutes ago. I still have space in my balancing the hemispheres meditation that is on Saturday night, so you can sign up for that. It's on my Facebook page. And I'm also creating, I'm so excited about this. I have gotten the permission. I don't know. I don't think I've ever shown it on the show, but I have this thing called a mind movie, and I made it on
Oh,
Canva,
yeah.
and it's all about me and the things that I want in my life. It's basically like a video vision board,
Ooh,
Mhm.
and
that sounds
I now
awesome.
have the product and the templates to be able to teach it as a workshop
Oh, fun.
for people to be able to create their own. And the thing is, yes, you'll have to pay for the workshop, but you can do it on free Canva.
Yeah.
So I look for that to come up. And then in September, we've got a train ride through the elements coming up. So I'm really excited.
Sweet.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So pay, keep up. And then I think we need to
Yeah.
do like an oracle share and just a few things, now that the fall is coming and
Yep. And
things will.
our idea of the round table, I think we should
Yeah,
work on that again.
we need to get on that too. So,
Yep.
if you're listening and you're interested in participating in a roundtable, find us. We're easy to find.
Right. We don't hide. We're
No,
business people.
where you find us on Facebook, it's easy to find us. Or make a comment in the video. So anyway, so that's what we've got. Oh, these glasses are so cute.
They are
Um,
adorable.
They are.
they're for close up, and so they make me a little weird if I
Oh,
look
yeah.
out too far. Anyway, but I have wait, I have these. I got all kinds of things nearby.
I love those.
Awesome.
I need new glasses. I don't know what style I'm going to get.
Yeah.
You do
Well,
the
I
virtual
Really gonna
try-on.
change.
yeah, that and Pain or Zelul, so you can get 3 pairs for, $100.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Zenny is
Yeah.
another place you get really inexpensive.
Yeah, but not cute. I don't want to say that on video. Anyway. All right,
Thanks for listening,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. And like I said, hit the comments if you'd like us to talk about something in particular, or you'd like to join us for our roundtable discussion, which I think we should do that in September or October.
Yep.
We'll get that scheduled and get an event made so people can sign up. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week
Bye.
when we talk